Hello friends and welcome into Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. On today's video, we're taking a look at some potential round one edge rusher targets for Baltimore. Now with where things currently sit on their depth chart, the Ravens have Pernell McPhee, Tyus Bowser, and of note I'll also throw in Jaelan Ferguson. That's not the best edge rushing trio in the NFL. McPhee's a decent, reliable veteran. Tyus Bowser, I believe, is a player on the rise. They drafted Jaelan Ferguson in round 3, I'm pretty sure, out of Louisiana Tech. So there is some upside there. But I don't think the Ravens want to enter this upcoming season with just those 3 as their lead pass rushers. So I've got 5 different guys I want to mention as potential round 1 targets for Baltimore. And at least one of these guys will be off the board in all reality by the time the Baltimore Ravens are on the clock. There's Jaelan Phillips and Gregory Russo, both from Miami. Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. Quitty Pay from Michigan. And I'll throw in Joseph Ossai out of Texas over somebody like a Joe Tryon or a Joe Tryon of Washington and a Jason Oweh out of Penn State. Now, before I break down each of these 5 guys, let me know in the comments, who do you want to draft in round 1? Doesn't have to be an edge. It could be a wide receiver, a different position altogether. But let me know what you guys are thinking there in the comments section. Let's begin with Jaelan Phillips, my number 1 edge rusher this year. Good size, really great athlete, especially at his size. Had a very, very productive 2020 season. A former, I think, number 1 overall recruit, Phillips has plenty of talent. It's not even about the talent and the ability that Phillips has that will impact his draft stock. It's in part due to injury history at UCLA. He was not medically cleared to play football because of concussions. He sat out a year, went to Miami, had the breakout year. If he is medically cleared, I think he would be a fantastic pick for the Ravens at the back end of round 1. One of my favorite fits, though, is actually Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. He very much fits your typical 3-4 outside linebacker. We know how much historically the Ravens have valued SEC players. I don't love Ojolari in a 4-3 scheme, taking on tackles and tight ends and chip blocks and all that, and being an edge setter against the run. But in a 3-4 scheme where he can stand up and be a pass rusher first and foremost, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think the Ravens might be the best fit out of all the teams this year for Ojolari in the NFL draft. Next up is Kwity Paye, the edge rusher out of Michigan. A little bit bigger than your typical 3-4 outside linebacker, but he is a fantastic athlete who moves very well and can bend and dip around the arc of offensive tackles. That matters in the Ravens scheme. And on top of that, came in a little bit lighter at his pro day, and I don't think was utilized very well in the Don Brown defense. He lined up over the tackle or inside the tackle more than I would like. I think a team like the Ravens might be able to better maximize his talent, and I'm sure that Jim Harbaugh is giving glowing reviews as well to his brother John. Next up is Gregory Russo, the edge rusher out of Miami, who has great size and great length and put up unreal production in 2019. But then you go and watch the film and you go, oh, shoot, wait a minute. It's coming over defensive or offensive guards. He's winning against bad interior offensive linemen and on effort sacks. And I actually don't know how good he is as a pure 3-4 outside linebacker. In fact, I think his ideal outcome player comp-wise, someone Ravens fans know. I think it's Calais Campbell. Next up to end things up here is Joseph Ossai, the edge rusher from Texas. And I could have gone Jason Oweh or Joe Tryon. I got Ossai a little bit higher than those guys. I don't want to spend a round 1 pick on him. This edge rush class is very muddled. Like the guy you get at the back end of round 1 versus early round 3, not that different as far as I'm concerned. But as someone who can be a 3-4 outside linebacker, I think Ossai is a fantastic fit.